Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So today we are going to talk about the wall GoFundMe. Why? Because the money's being refunded. Go figure. Um, the guy that is in charge of the GoFundMe says that he would like people to redirect their donations to his new nonprofit. Not sure how I feel about that. The reason the money is being refunded is because they realized that they can't give the money to the government and make the government do what they want. That's not how our country works. Um, I would be leery of any nonprofit set up with that intention that does not understand that. Uh, it's terrifying to me that people thought that that was how it worked. More importantly, and what is more terrifying to me, is watching people do the math on this. So we're going to do the math. Supporters are saying they raised a fifth of of the goal. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. A fifth of $1 billion is $200 million. You raised 20. That's a tenth. You raised a tenth of a fifth. So you raised a 50th of $1 billion. You raised 2%. And that's cool. Except that the $1 billion is a fifth of what Trump's asking for. So you raised 1/250th. And what he's asking for is the down payment. Estimates for the completed wall range from 20 to $70 billion. The one that I liked, like when I looked at the methodology, the one that I think is accurate is about $35 billion. So you need to take that 250 and multiply it by 7. So you have raised 1,750th of what is required to build the wall. That's nothing. It's nothing. Didn't even put a dent in it. This does not prove that people want the wall. In fact, it proves the opposite. If just one-third of the people in the United States wanted the wall and were willing to give $1, it would have raised more than $100 million. But it didn't. It did not. I think the easiest way to put in perspective how much money was actually raised is to not look at the cost of building the wall, but rather just the maintenance. The wall is going to run about $150 million a year in maintenance. So if you ran this GoFundMe every other month and you got $20 million every other month, well, you'd be able to pay to maintain it. The reason the GoFundMe was an utter failure, other than its complete lack of understanding of how the country works, is the fact that Americans don't want the wall. Americans don't want the wall. They know that it's morally wrong. They know it's ethically wrong. They know it's legally wrong. They know it's economically wrong, and they know that you're mathematically wrong. I think most Americans shudder at the idea of a foreign head of state looking at our president in 20 years going, Mr. President, tear down this wall. We don't want to join the ranks of countries that engage in apartheid. It's not what we want. Most people, anyway. And I've had people say, other countries have walls that have worked. Name one. And the one that people always point to is Israel. Israel has a wall and it works. I'm not going to get into the moral arguments surrounding the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. What I am going to do is talk about the effectiveness of that wall and the differences between the U.S. wall and the proposed U.S. wall and their wall. Their wall is not a line that can be bypassed. Their wall surrounds their opposition. They also control the waters off the coast. They also control the air. And it wasn't designed to stop immigration. It was designed to stop terrorism. And they do a whole bunch of things that would be illegal and unconstitutional in the United States to attempt to make that wall work. And it doesn't. You point to it as a success, but it does not work. If it did work, it wouldn't be in the news all the time. What did it do? changed the method of delivery. That's what it did. That's it. Instead of some PLF guy walking in and dropping some Semtex somewhere, now they fire a rocket. That's it. The IDF, the Israeli Defense Forces, they find tunnels all the time. The wall didn't work there either, guys. And that's with completely subverting everything that we hold dear in the United States as far as unreasonable search and seizure, the separation, not using the military at home. We'd have to give all of that up, and it still wouldn't work. I actually love the example. Anyway, so it's just a thought. Y'all have a good night.